Guys, in this video, we are in Roblox Studio once again, and I'm going to be showing you guys something that someone has requested for since a while ago, and I haven't made it until now. So now's the time. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can create game passes in Roblox Studio that give you or the player a reward, like a sword, and that item is going to be locked to people who own the Game Pass only. Let's get into it. So first, for this to work, you need to publish. You need to make sure your game is published. I'm going to name this Game Pass Tutorial, but you guys will name this whatever you need to name it. But I'm just naming it so I can recognize which of the Game Pass and which of the games in this account that I use for Roblox Studio tutorials is for which one. So I'm going to create this, and then once it's saved, I can view on the Creator Hub. So now guys, I'm going to very quickly change accounts, and there we go, I am now on the correct account. Now, I'm in Game Pass tutorial. If I come down to monetization and passes, I get a list of, I get a page where I can create a Game Pass. Currently it says here you can unlock global growth with regional pricing. What this is it means people in other countries can, who are financially struggling, can get your Game Pass for cheaper. But I don't recommend it. Anyway, I'm gonna make the Game Pass sword. You get a sword. And then the image I can leave as it is, but you guys can change it if you want to. Then, to set the value of it, you go onto it and click sales, item for sale, and then let's make it 49 Robux. I'm going to turn off regional pricing, it basically tells you here what it is, and then I'll save changes. Then I can click up here, copy asset ID, and come to Roblox Studio. Now, what we need to do is we need to get the sword. So I'm going to search up sword, and here we go. It will ask if this pops up, then good, because it means it is a tool. Press no, and then drag it into the server storage. Now, in the server script service, we need to make a script. Local classic sword equals game dot server storage dot sword. Then we need to do local marketplace service equals game dot marketplace service, and local players is game dot players. But what I've just realised is this is a server script, so there's no point doing this. Game dot players dot player added connect function player, and then we've got the player variable right there. Now I need to come back here because I need to get the asset ID again because I've changed my own control C. If I do control C, not control C, if I do control V, I get the value of the ID. Local sword GP ID, which means sword Game Pass ID, and I can paste that in. Now, if marketplace service and user owns Game Pass async player.userID and then sword GPID, if you press enter after that, it will autofill then. It's quite good. It allows for speed coding. Then, this is basically just a check to see if the user owns the Game Pass the second they load into the game. Classic sword clone.parent equals player.backpack, and that is basically going to put the sword into from the server storage to the backpack of the player. So let's check it out. So currently I do not have it. That's interesting. So let's have a look. So I've got all of this here. Maybe it's because this account here does not own the Game Pass. So let's go back to Game Pass tutorial and passes. Sword. So it's currently sealed. So guys, you need to keep in mind, you do not need to purchase this if you are the owner of the game, because all Game Passes owned by you and not a group will be automatically owned. That is a benefit of being the owner of the game. And I do have the the Game Pass, so it should be giving it to me. So I will have a look and see what the problem is. And guys, I have just solved the problem. So what I did at first is I put in a print for this to check whether it was actually running, and it did pop up. And then I also waited 1 second. This was basically now allowing me to get the sword. This is mainly because if you're running a player added script, running something using the backpack may not be fully loaded, so you have to wait for the backpack to fully load, or wait 1 second, and I'm going to see whether it works to wait 0. It does not work. You have to wait 1, and there we go. That is how you get a sword. And guys, keep in mind, if this doesn't work at first, then make sure you put a wait in there. And now we have a sword. That's pretty cool. Now, what we want to do is to purchase this. So, in what we can do is we can go into Starter GUI, Screen GUI, and then text button, sword. And then I can put this in. I can go into the properties. I can make this bigger, bold, and Nanito. I can add a UI corner to be 15 and a background color to be like that, and then I can add a frame to be the size of it, the exact same size, so I scale it down and across, and then I put the text button into it, like that, and now frame corner 15 stroke, like that. Now you can add, now I've got a stroke on this. If I select both of these and move it over here, like that, and then, because I've made it smaller, I can make the thickness 3 or 4. There we go. And now what we want is when we click on this as the user, we want to purchase the Game Pass. So if we come into script, we can make sure this is copied. Actually, let's just copy the entire line. If you go into text button and local script, do that. Script.parent.mouse button one click connect function, and then game.marketplace service and prompt Game Pass purchase, that game.players.local player, and then sword GPID. There we go. Currently have the sword, and if we press this, I already own the item. So, what we can do to test this for other people is we can go up here and press test. So, what we need to do for that is test. Start test session, it's just a test session. And yeah, there we go. So, that's the server and the clients. So basically, if you go to test and then click on test server and clients, this is the server, and then add. And then on my other monitor, I got this. There we go. So now I am player 1, as you guys can see. I'm a different character. So if I press sword, As you guys can see at the bottom, I don't have it. So if I press sword and purchase, I can purchase that. And if I go back, I can also purchase it, but I still don't have it. That is because we have to relaunch the game, but even then, all data in a client like this will be reset. So let's close the player and the server and the client, and let's do this. So let's go back to server and client. So what we need to do now is in the script here, we need to do game.marketplace service. So guys, what I've just done is I've made a marketplace service dot prompt game pass purchase finish connect function script to detect when the game pass has been purchased and with the player game pass ID and was purchased. So basically how this works is it checks for of the receipt. This basically is like on a receipt that you would get at Tesco's or Walmart or something, and if the game pass ID matches this and was purchased is like a boolean value, it will return true or false. If this it returns was purchased, meaning it was purchased, then the classic sword will clone and go to the backpack, and we can test this. And guys, what I've just realised is up here, if you go from test to server and clients, instead of clicking the play button and then registering the player, you can add as many players as you want. I don't, and then of course the limit is 8. So if you put it to 1 and then play, look what happens. What this opens the server, and then it will open another one instantly to open the client. There we go. So currently I'm player 1 again. At the bottom I do not have the item. So let's press this. It will prompt me to pay 49 Robux. And then I got it. Very nice. So now if I do it again, I get another one because it's cloning the item in the server storage. Very, very nice. And that is basically everything for this video. And guys, I've just realised if I load in on a test, because I own the item, I get a load of them, which is really weird because it's transferring infinite amounts of times. That is because this is running on a world true. So I can break the script here, and let's see if that does anything. It does, and it only sends it once, which is very good, and there won't be any problems there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, let me know and I can definitely have a go. And I will leave a link to my Discord server in the description if you guys would like to join for updates on and notifications on more uploads in the future, or if you just or if you simply just want to chat with everyone else in my server. But apart from that, subscribe, like the video. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.